I wanted to tell y'all a poem, but I thought I would get laughed off stage today. So I'm going to tell you a story instead, if you don't mind. It was some time ago. My parents, they decided to move us from Detroit to the middle of the country. And I was a little kid, excited, first day of school, had my Trapper Keeper. So I know about that. I had my Scooby-Doo lunchbox, my backpack, ready to go, Jack. First day. I went out to the road, and the school bus, rickety thing pulls up. I can hear the kids shouting and yelling. Stopped. I got in. Everything went silent. You see, we were the first black family from miles around, for about 100 square mile radius. And the memo hadn't gotten out yet. I went to sit down next to this tow-headed boy, and he spit on the seat. I kept it moving. Stood over here, spit. Spit. They're screaming, they're hollering. You know what they were calling me. I kept walking. Sit yourself down, please. Please sit yourself down. Kept going, just shouting and yelling, until I got to the very back of the bus. I'm gonna count to 3. There's a little girl, my age. I knew I couldn't turn around. I couldn't turn around. And she moved her bag. And I sat down. I didn't say anything to her. We just rode to school. Every day, I get on the bus, the shouting, the hollering, the spitting, the screaming. I would go to the very, very back of the bus, Mary Jo. I knew her name was Mary Jo now. Mary Jo would move her bag, and I would sit down. We did not speak. We rode. And as I went until the middle of the school year when they switched up the bus route, and instead of being the last one on the bus, I was the first. But force of habit, I went right back to that seat in the back. Now, in Michigan, rural Michigan, none of us were rich, but a few of us were poor. And if you're in a poor, rural family, you still gotta do chores in the morning, even in the middle of the coldest winter. Even if the pipes in your trailer home freeze and there's no water, you still have to go into the barn and shovel the manure and get the chicken excrement on you. You still have to do that. And when you go to school, you've got 2 choices. You can go with the filth of the barn on you, or you can try to cover it up with cheap perfume. That's what Mary Jo did. One day, I was sitting in the back. When she came in that bus, it smelled like a skunk wrapped in dying flowers. The kids screamed, and Mary Jo looked right back at me. I turned away. And she came walking back towards me, and please sit somewhere else, please sit somewhere else, please sit somewhere else. I had enough trouble as it was. Please sit somewhere else. And when she came right up to my seat, and I did look at her, screaming and hollering and yelling, I looked at her anyway, and I felt felt so ashamed. I moved my bag. She sat down. And all of a sudden, all that shouting and noise, it didn't mean anything to me. I just wanted her to know that I was sorry. And so, I said, hey, my name is Glynn. She looked at me and said, I know your name. And we started talking. Two little kids in the back of the bus. So happy to be in DC today. Bring out a little snap. Maybe you haven't met him before, but this here is Mr. Alice Mandel. On the sticks, Dave Brand. Tim Frick, Tim Frick, Tim Frick, Tim Frick.